Hello. Just mute the volume there. How's everybody doing? A little impromptu live action for the day. Excited to have an opportunity to share and to see what kind of comes up. Uh, Today I wanted to kind of focus on faith and trust and such a powerful frequency. I'm going to share a little musical mantra for faith and trust. And for those of you who don't know, what is a musical mantra? Well, um, let's see, a little trouble with my one camera there. For A musical mantra is a piece of music that is composed on the fly that has a certain intention behind it. And I'll kind of share a little bit of the story behind what musical mantras are. And the first one, the very first one, which was forgiveness. And it was actually showed up in a session that I was doing with a young lady who, came to me with a very common issue. 10 years attracting the wrong kind of relationship in her life. And she just so much wanted to create a healthy, vibrant relationship. And I remember I just got this intuitive hit in the course of our conversation while we're chatting, and I could tell she was holding on to resentment. So we did some digging in to kind of find out, well, who's the resentment against? Who do you have issues with? And it ended up being against her father. And so I asked her the question. I said, listen, are you open and willing to set the intention right here, right now, to forgive your dad? And she said, yeah, you know what, I am. And I said, okay. And I got this idea, I'm going to play you a piece of music on forgiveness. And so out came a piece of music I'd never played before, um, with the intention of forgiveness behind it. And I recorded it in the studio and I sent it to her like right after the session. I said, just play this music in your environment. Let's do a little experiment and let's just see what shows up. Let's see what happens. And she called me up like 3 days later. She goes, Mark, you are not going to believe this. She goes, my dad called me up out of the blue and asked me, are you willing to sit down and talk about reconciliation, talk about forgiveness? She goes, you don't understand. My dad is like the last person who would ever do anything like that. And I say, this is one of the things that we all need to learn in life is that out there, including in our relationships, is a mirror reflection of what's going on within ourselves. And so I say, you set the intention to forgive your dad and you worked with this frequency, with this energy, this musical mantra piece, and lo and behold, what comes up is an opportunity to forgive what needed to be forgiven before she was ever going to be able to create that relationship she was looking to create. So this was the beginning of musical mantras. And so I thought I would kind of share today a musical mantra for faith and trust. Because right now, with things kind of wearing down. I know things are kind of wearing down on people. People are frustrated. There's a lot of scared feelings going on. And sometimes just a good old boost of faith and trust helps to lift us to new heights. And so one of the things whenever I do work with musical mantra pieces, which have really become a huge part of my coaching work, my healing session work, I always ask the question to this. Are you willing to set the intention to have more faith and trust in your life? It's really a very simple question, but yet very powerful because that's where all creation begins is with an intention to produce some sort of outcome, intention to create something into your life. And so are you willing to set the intention to build faith and trust? Regardless of what might be happening in your experience, regardless of what might be outpicturing in your life, are you willing to set that intention? And with that being said, I invite you just to sit back and just take some nice deep breaths. And let me play a little musical mantra for faith and trust. And all you have to do is just breathe. faith and trust is a choice. It's an energy or a state of being or a feeling that we can generate within ourselves. So think of a time where you had great faith and get connected to that feeling and just build that frequency. And just breathe. It's a little musical mantra for faith and trust. So just take some nice deep breaths and commit yourself today in this moment, right here, right now, to have faith and trust. Faith and trust in yourself. Faith and trust to really leverage this time we're in to really open up to a whole new possibility, a whole new level of awareness, a whole new level of your own personal power, because that's what's available to us. And sometimes if we just set the intention to have a little faith and a little trust that everything is unfolding its own perfect time and space, and that regardless of the craziness we might be experiencing in our day and our lives right now, that there's a higher plan, a higher passion, a higher purpose behind all of this that's going to help us to elevate ourselves and remember our magnificence and our unlimited potential. So just a little musical mantra vibration. And so I do have a little challenge. Anytime that we set an intention and play with, work with the musical mantra piece and breathe in to really kind of solidify this and to set it into motion for yourself, what act can you do today on the physical level? How can you express yourself? What is it that you can do that just might require a little extra faith and trust on your part? What's maybe just outside of your comfort zone? Maybe it's like going and pushing record on a video and putting it up on YouTube or whatever. Maybe you haven't done that before. Maybe that's just something that's completely outside of your comfort zone. Maybe it's about going and reflecting your thoughts, your feelings, or communicating something about yourself that you just haven't communicated before. In a relationship, it could be with a friend, a family member, or even with yourself, So take on that little action step, just a little something to push the edge of your zone and look to see what opens up for you. So anytime that you work with musical mantra pieces, there's always some type of response. I remember as a kid, I used to, oh my gosh, I used to get so upset, like going, God, why don't you just like pick up the phone and call me, and, it could have saved me so much agony and pain, Mark, maybe you shouldn't do this. Maybe you shouldn't do that. I would definitely stay away from that person, but I never got the call. And I remember when in my younger years, it frustrated the heck out of me. But now I realize we get the call all the time through synchronicity, through reoccurring themes, through patterns that we see in our lives. And anytime that you do any kind of sound healing work, energy healing work, and you change your resonance, something out there is going to change. And it's up for you to keep your eyes open for it. It's up to you to look to see what that is and to take that action step and look to see what opens up for you and follow those breadcrumbs where they're going to lead you. I guarantee you they're going to lead you to a greater unfolding, a greater realization of your power, your essence, who you really are, and ultimately help you to build your faith and your trust in your own unfolding and in your ability to navigate these, shall we say, most interesting of times. So thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. If you'd love a little track of music, I have a little track of music called The Journey, which is all about your journey through life, and a little stress reducing guided meditation, music in MP3 that you can download. You can go to markromeromusic.com, either my homepage or my blog page, and you can sign up to get it. And it's just a little, kind of like a little stress reducing package to help you to kind of just more eloquently navigate these times. So a little something for you to help just support you in all that's going on today. So thank you for joining me for my little impromptu live. It's been a pleasure as always. If you have any questions, you can always direct message me, or you can email me at support@markromeromusic.com, support@markromeromusic.com, and don't forget to get your little downloads to support you on your journey. So thank you so very much. Have a great afternoon, whatever time it might be where you're at, and we'll be touching base with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. Okay. Let's see if I can do this here. There we go. All right, take care. Have a great day.